welcome to Geekatplay Studio Tutorials. In this tutorial we're going to create something a little bit more unusual than regular plants. We'll just take and combine maybe something with wild plants with a steampunk theme, some metal and tree, because you don't need necessarily just can create only trees. You can create a lot of different type of the models and options inside the Plant Factory. And for this tutorial I'm using the Plant Factory producer. You can use it studio or other versions, maybe with just some little limitation in some of the very light versions. So we'll begin by working on a trunk, and I'm just going to start creating, rename this trunk. We'll go to change color. So color is not necessary, but I just like to separate my nodes so I can know which ways flow, so easy to navigate. Okay, and we'll just leave it trunk link on 10. Instead the radio I want to change to 100%, and sometimes I will use it the user defined, but for this one just leave it 100 will be work nice. And next kind of let's work a little bit on a ratio so we'll go just select right here one, take this down. Okay, and I want to have a nice curve, and for this curve I'm going to use round one, so we can go bring this little bit, maybe like this. Okay, let's add one more. Just try recreate kind of very interesting shape, maybe bottle looking type shape. This can be kind of interesting. Again, this shape is not defined. You can create wherever you like it, so you can go total wild shapes or kind of more small, but I think this may work good for this purpose. Okay, next right here you can see we kind of cut off, and it's look fine, but I do like create just slightly smaller with adjustment. Let's add some roots to this, and I'm going to enable root layers, and we'll go 5, maybe 0.21 on the randomness, so we have a little bit more interesting effects. Height a little bit too big. What I'm going to do, create additional kind of like metal overlaying on some roots, so we'll go combine, and for this just basic, maybe come back after and just modify. We'll see how this will go, if it will look okay, or maybe need more. Okay, and so that is look good. I'm just going right now in materials. I'll just use it, just maple for this. It doesn't matter, some material wood type. Okay, let's make this tree kind of look interesting, and in some other tutorial you can see how you can add displacement to create even trunk more interesting look, but because I'm going to cover with some metal stuff, I will just leave it alone. But I will add more of kind of distortions, so we have kind of this look very interesting type, different distortions. Again, if you want to see, you can switch your go over the random effect and just see how those effect will applied on those distortions. Okay, so right here we'll go back to the trunk. Now I want to add some interesting maybe metal roots, so let's do this one, and I'm going to create new segment, and we'll just call this one roots. Okay, and let's put this one maybe to kind of bluish color. and we'll go to connect. Okay, they're going on top, so I'm going inside the trunk. We'll go in a root section, and let's go ahead and kind of modify a little bit settings here. First, I'll probably leave it as 4 for now, but right here I want to bring it down, so we'll put it 0.1, so we'll go down, and highest one 0.1, so you can see they bring them below, but I don't want to touch the ground at all. I want them kind of hanging a little bit over. It almost will look like it's metal support going around this tree with those roots, so kind of fantasy type effect. Right here, let's set this to the 0, so they go straight, and coil, because 4 of them more symmetrical, 90. Okay, we can probably will rework a little bit on the thickness, but I think that is kind of look okay for now. Inside the roots, okay, we'll go work on a segment. So link 10 probably is good, except let's work on a show, put it 100%, very thick and big. And of course for this one I want just take this way down, so we have this interesting, you can see, kind of symmetrical things, and it's what we try to do, have this organic things and metal kind of straight lines effect. Okay, let's set print maybe 1.7. okay, go a little bit down, and you know what, I want on the ends, I don't want them go too much down, so I'm going to bring just on the beginning more and closer to the end. They kind of start poking up, so we have just this slightly curve. You can notice right here is what create for us almost line on the top, a little bit curve on the top, and bottom almost kind of like straight look, so it's give it nice effect on this. Okay, next let's go to influence, and on influence, actually right here I want pop up, I want create nice distortions, so and 0.5, so a little bit less. We have this very interesting effect, kind of distortion going for our roots. We applied and it's look organic. The one thing that's helped sometimes, at least for me, it's add some texture in the beginning, so I can look on them and says, oh yeah, this is kind of its way I want to go. As well, by creating textures, next I can just easy copy and paste them. We can do this at this point, and normally you can do this also when we end on the end. So right here we're going color, so let's do this way. Root, we'll go select default, so it's nothing there. Okay, next, now it's kind of easier modify this way. We'll go to map picture, and I'm going to use the one that I created in a filter forge. This is of course will include with a bonus pack if you purchase it, so you can have all this awesome textures. Next, let's go in the reflections, and what I want to do, I want to actually add the reflection because it's a metal. So for this, we'll go in a function editor. Okay, you can see right here we have a global reflection. I'm going to switch this texture map project, texture map. I want to leave it constant on, but I want to add also blender. Okay, so we can connect right here, and let's replace this. Same thing, so I have right here the reflection map, Okay, you can preview again the reflection, and the reason why I left a value so we can go and modify increase or decrease reflection. So, and I don't want to have a too heavy reflection, but I want some on this material. So go click OK, and right here we'll just check mark, so it will take our function. There we have our material that we can reuse later if we need for other ones. Also, till we're here, let's go and name this metal so we know and we can use it afterwards. Okay, click OK. This is one roots. Next, always we have big roots, so let's rework on them a little bit better. I want to add smaller roots just for the interest going around there. So I'm going to create another segment. So let's call this subroots. Okay, we'll just switch this to brighter, a little bit blue, so we know kind of related, and going to connect it to the roots. Okay, the one nice thing, because it's going with the parent, so it's take the color of the pipes as well. And in the roots we'll go to the subroot section. Let's go modify it. We'll have it 4, probably good, except I want to add variations to this. Okay, we'll leave it this as default, and let's say this one to 0, so they'll go straight. It's what a pipe, but I'm going on the roll, and let's set roll to maybe -50, and maybe 2 right here, so you can see they're kind of going up, and we'll go use it now coil to bring them down. So let's go in a subroot, the settings. Okay, we'll go to modify link 10, maybe okay. Okay, we'll go to set 100% on our width, so you can see how they kind of look very interesting. Okay, same things, we'll go with we have radio, and right here what I want to do is a little bit more tricky, so we go start bringing them all the way kind of almost down here like this. So you see we kind of start big and we'll start going down very fast. Okay, let me look. Readjusting, and at this point it's not the rules. You can just go ahead and modify how you like it. Overall, I think it's kind of look very interesting. And now I'm going to bend them down, so we'll go -15. Okay, they look a little bit up. Okay, and let's do this way. We'll go select that right now, trapezium go all the way down. I want them bring lower, so we'll go bring this maybe like that. So it's kind of look very interesting. You can see how we start working with the roots. So let's go click OK. Okay, next we'll go to influence, and right here on influence maybe set 0.45. let's try this with a 0.5 frequency, just to add some randomness to this. So it's kind of look interesting, but again I want to make them roots, so let's go back to our root section, and subroots, actually let's change this. Let's go to set 30 degrees. Look how this will now look. 10. So yeah, they're kind of going a little bit more forward. That is good. And set this one maybe to 0, so I don't want to rule it. And let's set coil maybe to -10. So just little adjustment. There you go. So now you can see we have this kind of almost wire look roots going out. and advanced set of tutorials. This is will build, but I come up with advanced way we can build coils, springs, and a little bit more advanced type shapes again, but as a triangle, so we can make this one and preview. So right here you can see how a nice metal texture for these roots. Okay, next what I want to do, it is add maybe some more bolts. So let's do this way. Okay, we'll go to, or maybe cups, kind of, let's add more details to this. So again, we'll go segments. Okay, let me go make some other blue color. And maybe like that something. We'll go connect to the new child for this. This is what I want. I want to just create something on top, kind of look very interesting shapes. So let's do this way. For this one, I'm going inside, and we'll go set 4, maybe plus minus 1. Okay, we'll go to just leave it as default. Right here, let's set 0. Okay, and set this one maybe, yeah, let's do this one on 50 because I do like how there was set before. Okay, it's actually minus 50, opposite way. So just put around here. Okay, kind of, yeah, you notice how they place it around same place with the roots going, so it doesn't look good. We want to move them maybe a little bit away, so let's go set 5. Yeah, just readjust a little bit and push a little bit away from the center. We can adjust this by moving. Okay, a little bit more closer. There you go. I think that is good position. Okay, now on LED on this, we're going to do a little bit more fun work. So we'll go to segment right here. Let's set this maybe 0.2. Okay, that become too small. Okay, we have 50. Okay, let me see. 1, set 1 on them. Okay, yeah, I can see it. The reason is why they kind of disappear, because if we go back to the segment right here, I want to actually set surface of the segment, so they will be on the top. I don't want them go too deep. On this case, we can put it smaller, and we have it right here. You can see it's kind of open. Let's create interesting shape. We can go inside this section right here, and this is our top, this will be bottom, so we can add something more interesting, maybe segments, like take this one going down. Okay, you'll notice right here we'll start creating, maybe create another one, take this one down as well. This up. Let's click OK. You can see right here, kind of just interesting effect applied as well. Let's make a little bit smoother. Okay, I'm going with the cup. We'll just select, bring it slightly down, so it's create this little bit of smooth points. Okay, let's preview. Right here, notice this kind of they're floating a little bit above, so we need to do offset on this to bring them slightly down, and right here is where we have it, so we can do offset minus 0.1. So yeah, that will bring them a little bit closer so they don't floating over our effect. So okay, let's add a little bit more details, and I will continue this in next part of this tutorial.